What if I give you just one small story and ask you to tell the same story in three different ways? In today's video, I'm going to show you a speaking practice that helps you become more flexible with English because you won't always have the same words or the same sentence ready when you are speaking. Hello everyone, welcome back to English with Gopi. This practice is called the same story, different way method. You can do it completely by yourself with one small event from your day. Let's see one small example. Imagine this happened to you. You went to a shop, realized that you had forgotten your wallet, and came back home. Your first task is very simple. Tell the story in 3 or 4 sentences. You can say, I went to a shop this morning, but I forgot my wallet. I realized it when I was ready to pay, so I came back home. That is your first version, and there is no need to make it complicated. Now, tell the exact same story again, but this time a little more detail. You could say, I went to a shop this morning to buy a few things. When I was ready to pay, I realized that I had my wallet at home. Now, tell the exact same story, but this time add a little more detail. You could say, I went to a shop this morning to buy a few things. When I was ready to pay, I realized that I had left my wallet at home, so I had to come all the way back. The story has not changed. You have simply given your listener more information. Now comes to the interesting part. Tell the same story from another person's point of view. You could imagine your friend was waiting for you outside the shop. Say, my friend was waiting for me outside, but I suddenly realized I had forgotten my wallet. So I had to go back home. He had to wait for me. Again, the event is exactly the same, but your English has changed because your perspective has changed. Now let's take this practice one step further. Tell the story as if you are talking to a close friend. You might say, you wouldn't believe what happened this morning. I went to the shop, got all the way to the counter, and then realized I had forgotten my wallet at home. I had to come back home to get it. Notice how different that sounds? You are not learning 4 different scripts. You are just learning how to express the same idea in different ways. That is the real progress of this practice. In a conversation, you don't always get the same words you prepared. That's the real purpose of this practice. In a conversation, you don't always get the words you prepared. So, you need the ability to express one idea in more than one way. You can practice this with something that has actually happened to you. Maybe you missed a bus, met an old friend, ordered something online, cooked something for the first time. So, these kind of conversations, these sort of creation will help you improve your thoughts in English. First, tell the story simply and then tell it again with more details. And then finally, tell it from another person's point of view in a more casual way. Okay? If you're a beginner, keep your story short and use simple sentence. If you are an intermediate, add little more detail. What happened, why it happened, and how you felt about it. And here is something you will probably notice after doing this a few times. You may start using different words naturally without deliberately mentioning them. You are training your brain to become flexible with the English you already know. So, don't tell 10 different stories today. Pick just one small event and tell it in 3 different ways. One story, 3 versions, and completely different kind of speaking practice. I hope you can understand. This is English with Gopi. See you in the next video. Bye.